Have you ever stopped to think about one of humanity's oldest institutions? One that's, well, constantly changing.
We're talking about marriage, of course.
Exactly. It goes way back, maybe even to cave dwellers in some form, but it never really stands still.
Definitely not.
So today we're doing a deep dive into its surprising history and its really dynamic future. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, our mission for you today is to pull out the key insights from, well, a whole range of sources, articles, research, our notes, just to get a handle on where marriage came from, where it might be going.
It's quite a mix of perspectives we've got.
It really is.
So where do we even begin? Early humans. Maybe not marriage exactly, but sharing resources, right? That was a start.
A sort of precursor, yeah. But the first, formal contracts, you're looking at Mesopotamia.
Around 2300 BCE? Actual bureaucracy involved, imagine that. Legal documents for relationships.
It's fascinating. And what's really interesting is how different it looked across the globe, even early on.
Like the Egyptians?
Very simple civil setup. Basically, you move in together, that's it. No big ceremony needed.
So different from the Greeks. For them, it was more transactional.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Dowries, business links, that was the focus. Then you have the Romans, who were, well, quite complex.
They had different categories, didn't they? Like use.
Right. Kind of a common law thing, live together for a year and bam, you're legally married.
And Roman women, surprisingly, had certain rights.
Yeah, rights to divorce, whole property. Quite progressive for the time,
That is a huge contrast. And then everything shifts again with Christianity.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it's not just a civil contract, it's God's business.
Tied up with religion, politics, property, the whole package.
And connecting that forward, you get the Protestant Reformation, which eventually introduced this idea of partnership.
And even happiness. The idea that marriage could actually bring personal fulfillment.
Exactly, which was pretty novel back then.
Yeah.
A radical concept, really.
Okay, fast forward a bit. Industrialization, that feels like another massive turning point.
Huge. People moving to cities, meeting different kinds of people in factories.
Though women's roles were still pretty constrained.
True. But then the World Wars forced some unusual adaptations.
Like posthumous marriages, marrying soldiers after they died.
Yeah. So fiancés could get benefits.
Yeah.
A very practical, if somber, adaptation.
And then, well, feminism arrives.
And it just throws everything up in the air, doesn't it? Women start thinking about careers, lives outside the home.
Leading to more freedom, more choices.
And eventually, the kind of customizable marriage we often see in the West today, which is, quite different from...
South Asia, for example, where family unions are still central.
Still dominant, yeah. Though even there, things are starting to shift. The traditional ways are, let's say, cracking a bit.
So after all that history, all that adaptation, where does that leave marriage now? The numbers tell an interesting story.
They really do. Stark contrasts.
In India, it's still almost universal. What is it? Only 1% of women, 3% of men unmarried by 50?
Pretty much. But you look at the developed world, and the picture looks, well, dimmer.
How dim are we talking?
Well, China saw marriages drop 20% just last year. The UK, down 50% since 1972.
Wow. And the U.S.?
The marriage rate there has fallen 60% over 50 years. 60%.
And Gen Z, are they feeling it?
Seems like it. About 40% of them apparently see marriage as an outdated idea.
Okay, so the numbers look down, but people still want partnership.
It seems so. Q data still shows love 90% and companionship 66% are the top reasons people do get married.
So the desire is there. What's stopping them?
A lot of factors, actually. Cost is a big one. Think South Korea's housing prices.
Or the cost of a wedding in the UK, what, 30,000 pounds on average?
Exactly. Then in Japan, people are just too busy, maybe don't have time to meet partners.
And globalization's impact.
Yeah, hitting blue-collar workers financially, making it harder for some groups to afford, setting up a formal household.
Which contributes to people marrying later.
Definitely. Across OECD countries, the average age for a first marriage is up by 6 or 7 years since the 90s.
But it's not universal decline. Marriage seems to still be the norm for some groups.
Right, particularly for college-educated high earners. It's almost like an educated choice.
Although even there, student debt is becoming a factor now, isn't it?
A definite drag, yeah. Another financial hurdle.
Yet marriage adapts. That seems to be the key theme.
It's incredibly resilient because it keeps changing. Look at India, care work divisions are shifting as women gain more power.
And in the West, this idea of The hedonic marriage
Moving away from being just a production unit like a farm or family business.
to more of a, what was it, cozy consumption hub focused on shared experiences, individual happiness.
Precisely. We also see trends like the West looks east, people marrying within similar education levels.
And specific intermarriage patterns becoming common.
Like the Asian women, white men pairing, which is now the most frequent intermarriage type in the U.S.
And then there's this whole alphabet soup of relationship styles.
Right. Sinks, jinx, dinks, dinkets.
Single income, no kids. Green income, no kids. Double income, no kids.
Double income, no kids. One dog. It just reflects the diversity of choices people are making.
Plus things like friendship marriages, especially in Japan.
Yeah, platonic partnerships for stability or companionship. And then you have ethical non-monogamy and polyamory.
Which are really about transparency and consent, very different from cheating.
Absolutely key distinction.
Yeah.
It's all part of that questioning of the old rules.
And the good news in all this.
Well, overall, fairness within marriage seems to be increasing. And thankfully, domestic violence and sexual coercion rates are down.
That's significant progress.
It is. Marriage expert Stephanie Kuntz put it well. She said modern marriage can actually be more fulfilling than couples in the past could even imagine.
Why?
Because the old rule book is being questioned. People are figuring out what works for them.
Of course, not everyone likes this flexibility. Some want those rigid molds back.
And true, there's always resistance to change.
But based on everything we've looked at, it really seems modern marriage works best when it is dynamic, diverse, and deeply personal. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please do like it.
What's truly remarkable here, I think, is marriage isn't actually dying. It's just getting, well, more interesting, more varied, reflecting what individuals actually want.
Each does make you wonder.
What does that mean for our society, our structures moving forward?
That's a great question to ponder. Keep exploring these ideas with us here on The Other Opinion. Let us know your other opinions on the future of relationships in the comments below.
Definitely subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.
And please, share this with friends you think would appreciate an aha moment about something so fundamental.
It really helps us out.
One final note. Just remember, this was an AI podcast. We aim to provide information based on our sources, but, some of it might be wrong. Always good to keep digging yourself.